It's really sad because, you know, of course we don't know what happened.
Detectives say Powell shot his wife to death inside their home on Northwest 45th Court and 45th Avenue last Friday. This is him the next morning, standing near the home while detectives investigated. But detectives say he staged a burglary to cover up the murder and gave detectives inconsistent statements about what happened.
I came out and asked the police officer, and she just said, you know, didn't you hear the noise, a bang?
In the eyes of her family, 53-year-old Janice Herbert-Powell radiated warmth and joy. Described as bubbly, jovial, and endlessly helpful, she dedicated herself to spreading happiness, often at the expense of her own. As a caring aunt, a loving big sister, and a steadfast friend, Janice's compassionate spirit touched the lives of all who knew her. Her faith in the Lord was unwavering, finding solace and delight in His Word. Truly, she was a child of God. Driven by her innate desire to alleviate suffering, Janice pursued a career in nursing, embodying compassion, empathy, and an unwavering belief in the goodness of humanity. It was this same altruistic nature that drew her to her husband, 76-year-old Rollan Powell. Initially, she saw in him a kind-hearted soul whom she believed she could uplift and support. Over time, their relationship blossomed from one of assistance to one of love, culminating in marriage. During their courtship, Rollan exuded the energy and vitality of a much younger man, adding to the allure of their connection. However, after 9 years of marriage, the sweetness of their relationship soured, plunging into turmoil. Yet, amidst the strains of their partnership, Janice could never have imagined the unthinkable, that her 76-year-old husband would kill her. Welcome to the American Crime Femicide channel. Please like, subscribe, share, and hit the notification bell for future uploads. The once loving relationship between Janice and Rollan had deteriorated into a maelstrom of jealousy and rage, fueled by baseless accusations of infidelity. Little did Janice know, her last argument with Rollan would be her final moments on this earth. A grim reality orchestrated by the man she once trusted. In a chilling display of audacity, Rollan concocted a heinous plan to end Janice's life under the guise of a staged robbery. Shockingly, reports suggest that his own children were complicit in assisting him, aiding in the cover-up of their stepmother's murder and shielding him from the grasp of justice. Yet, despite their efforts to conceal the truth, detectives uncovered the sinister truth lurking beneath the surface. Rollan's attempt to masquerade the crime as a burglary quickly unraveled under scrutiny, as his inconsistent statements and suspicious behavior betrayed his guilt.
Breaking the case after a Tamarac woman was found shot to death in her home. Police have now arrested the woman's husband, this man right here, Rollan Powell. Powell appeared before Broward County judge early this morning. He was ordered to undergo a mental health screening and must appear once again to decide if he will be granted any kind of bond. Broward Sheriff's deputies responded to the shooting call at the Tamarac home at 4500 45th Court on Friday of last week. That's when they found Janice Herbert, who had been shot. She was declared dead at that scene, and detectives say Herbert was married to Powell and that he shot her and staged a burglary to try to cover it up. They also say Herbert provided inconsistent statements about the alleged crime.
A woman shot and killed by her own husband, and investigators say that he tried to cover it up. NBC6's Nico Clemens is live in Tamarac with more. And Nico, you spoke to some neighbors in the area?
I did, Juwan, and everyone we spoke with today and even last week, they're still shocked and in disbelief. This is a man they say they saw and really talked with all the time. But detectives say Rollan Powell came up with this plan, but they soon saw right past it. And now his wife is dead, and neighbors want to know why. She still remembers the first time they met.
He wasn't that type of person. He was very gentle and quiet.
Linda Brand says when she moved into her home 4 years ago, Rollan Powell was one of the first people who came over to help.
He was very nice gentleman.
When she learned Powell is accused of murdering his wife, Janice Herbert, she couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe that this was the man she came to know.
This is really sad because, of course we don't know what happened.
Detectives say Powell shot his wife to death inside their home on Northwest 45th Court and 45th Avenue last Friday. This is him the next morning, standing near the home while detectives investigated. But detectives say he staged a burglary to cover up the murder and gave detectives inconsistent statements about what happened.
I came out and asked the police officer, and she just said, didn't you hear the noise, a bang?
BSO arrested Powell Thursday. He was in court Friday.
Sir, you're charged on count 1, murder in the first degree.
A normally quiet neighborhood rocked by violence. Gran, who lives 2 doors down, is now wondering why.
I'm sorry for him. Like I say, he was a very nice gentleman and helped me out many times.
No bond for Powell. Right now, BSO has not given us a motive, but Powell will undergo a mental health screening.
Police arresting a 76-year-old man accused of shooting and killing his own wife at a home in Tamarac. And deputies say the suspect staged the crime scene to cover up the homicide.
And now that man is staying behind bars and he's being held without bond. Local 10 News investigator Jeff Weinsteer is live. He's got the very latest on what's happening there. Jeff?
Christie, records show that they had been married for 9 years. The big question today, what would cause a 76-year-old man to shoot and kill his wife? At this point, we have no motive. What we can tell you is that neighbors who live in this quiet community, who know Rollan Powell, today are stunned.
I was shocked. I was in tears. Because, like I say, I really liked Rollan.
Linda Brand can't believe the neighbor she thought she knew so well now has a mugshot.
Yes, I knew Rollan. He was a very nice fella. He helped me out a lot when I first moved in.
Rollan Powell, you're charged on count 1, murder in the first degree. I do find probable cause for that charge based on the warrant signed.
It was last Friday, 11:43 p.m. A woman shot inside her Tamarac home, a chair leading to a broken window, the goal to make it look like a burglary gone bad. But it's apparently backfired on the man who allegedly set it up. 76-year-old Rollan Powell now charged with shooting his wife, 53-year-old Janice Herbert, to death. Did you ever see them fighting? Does this surprise you?
Never have really met his wife. She kept inside most of the time.
But never heard them fighting? Police had never been there?
No.
These pictures of Herbert are off a national gun violence website. The Broward Sheriff's Office telling us their investigation revealed that Powell appeared to have staged the burglary to cover up the homicide. He provided inconsistent statements to detectives regarding the incident.
110% surprised. I wouldn't expect it in a million years.
Any domestic issues, anything he ever said about his wife?
Just that his wife didn't want anybody near their dogs, or, she seemed, from what he said, it just seemed like she was distant as far as the public.
And a week later, the chair, the broken window remain untouched. BSO not releasing a motive, saying it's part of their ongoing investigation. We did check records, and it does not appear that Powell has any kind of criminal record.
The age of 76 did not shield Rollan from the darkness within, as his actions revealed a sinister nature marked by abuse, deceit, and malevolence. This tragic case serves as a stark reminder that domestic violence knows no boundaries of age or fragility, and anyone, regardless of their outward appearance, can perpetrate such heinous acts. Despite the swift actions of detectives, the painful truth remains. Janice, a cherished sister, daughter, and friend, cannot be brought back. As her grieving family seeks justice for her senseless loss, let us hold them close in our thoughts and prayers. Sadly, Herbert's inability to escape the clutches of her abuser leaves behind a family shattered by heartache and loss. May she find solace in eternal peace, knowing she was deeply loved and will be dearly missed.